The advantage of Loughlin and Giannulli having the same attorney is that they can present a united front against the feds, who will want to cooperate one of them against the other, like they always do when there's co-defendants in a case. The disadvantage of Loughlin and Giannulli having the same attorney is that they can't potentially cooperate against one another. When you're representing a defendant in a federal criminal case, the easiest way to get a reduced sentence is to cooperate against the government. But you can't do so in a case like this where you have the same attorney, because that attorney has a conflict if he or she tries to cooperate with one co-defendant against another. Even though they have the same defense attorney, that doesn't mean that Loughlin and Giannulli will receive the same sentence if they either plead guilty or they're convicted at trial by a federal jury. The judge in the case is going to have to determine their individual level of responsibility or culpability for this fraudulent scheme, so they can easily and probably will receive different sentences. There is almost no chance that Loughlin and Giannulli will be exonerated in this case. The feds have an overwhelming amount of evidence against them: recordings, emails, text messages, financial records. They don't indict a complex fraud case like this until they have an ironclad case. So don't expect either Loughlin or Giannulli to walk out of this case with a not guilty verdict. Even though the defendant's celebrity status shouldn't affect the case in theory, in practice it absolutely does. If you're a federal prosecutor trying a case like this and you're coming across a celebrity who thinks he or she is above the law, you better believe that they're going to go after that person and make an example of them. Laughlin's denial and her arrogance in this case is going to come back to bite her. When the U.S. Attorney's Office convicts her at trial, you better believe at sentencing, when they appear before that judge, they're going to ask for what's known in the business as a trial tax. And she's going to look at years, if not decades, in federal prison because she refused to accept responsibility for her actions.